So, Alexander, I know you've been working on your ideas about the meaning of life for several years now, and you don't do it for money because you left your job on Wall Street. I'm curious why you do this work. Is it for fame? Is it for something else?
Um, when I discovered it, at the first moment, it was just very interesting for me. I was kind of fascinated because I understood for myself what I'm living for. It was quite interesting. Wow, I didn't think about meaning of life every day. Not at all. I was thinking about meaning of life maybe once in 5 years or something. But when by chance I discovered the meaning of life during a conversation with some old lady, I already told you about this. When I discovered the meaning of life, at that moment, it was just surprised, and this knowledge by itself was very positive surprise. But then I started to think that I have to tell this to other people, because just to know what you're living for is a gift, just this knowledge. But I understood it would be very difficult because every person tries to find his or her own meaning of life. So when the person comes, do you know what you're living for? It is kind of whatever. But I understood that I need probably to make my attempts. It was clear that I have to try to give this to people. But at that moment, when I discovered this in January 1988, I was working on my dissertation. I was leading a very big project for Department of Health of former Soviet Union. So I had no chance to sit and to write down this idea or some books or whatever. And then it was time to go to America because Soviet Union expired and all my friends scientists went to other countries. So it was no scientific community anymore in Moscow, or almost like this. Of course, some scientists were left, but many scientists were leaving. And so I arrived in New York in 1993, and 1996, I started to write my first book, and that was in Russian language. I definitely don't do it for money. I don't think any success in publishing a book could become, I was a senior research advisor when I left Wall Street. So I had much more chances to earn money there. Speaking about fame, of course, I wouldn't mind to have fame, but to have fame, probably also I need to do something absolutely different, writing on this topic. So what actually I'm trying to achieve is to find at least some group of people who would understand, who would agree with me that our current life is meaningless because society goes to opposite direction with the purpose of life. So I try to find this group of people. It's also difficult. The main disadvantage of what I'm doing is that, of course, I try to say it in 5 minutes, and I could even say it in 3 words, that the purpose of life is to make life eternal. But these 3 words, they don't tell anything. So unfortunately, it takes for me time to explain, and it takes time from listener to wrap her or his mind around this. It is not very difficult. It is not difficult at all, but it takes time. If it were difficult, I think it would be discovered, thousands of years ago. But again, it's not difficult. It's not very easy. It takes time, but the benefits could be tremendous. I try. So my goal is just to give it to people because I'm old. Did I give anything reasonable? You wanted to know this or something else?
Is there, something else that drives you with this idea? I mean, do you hope, what would be your ideal way for this idea to spread, is my question.
The ideal way would be like the three persons got together and they say, our life is really meaningless because this specific thing, and we could fix this specific thing if we put effort to make this viral. At my age, I cannot even pronounce the word viral. So this group of people, if they would agree that this is very interesting, by the way, it is just a joy. If you spend time thinking about it, it's an unusual idea. It's related to a couple other unusual ideas. It's just joy to work with it, to think about it. But so my hope is if this idea will go viral, as I told during that class, in 1 or 2 years, we will have no nukes, for example, and some other results. So that would be absolutely unbelievable. I could, go to grave without any regret.